Welcome back, guys. This is Pastor's Coffee. I'm Brooks. This is Stiff, and this is episode 7 of our podcast. Stiff, how are we this week, buddy?
Doing great, man. I got a new haircut. You
I
noticed,
see it
right?
looks good.
Thank you. It's the first podcast I have not worn a hat. So
That's true, man.
this is
Yeah,
legendary moment.
like
Um,
our first guest. It's not even you anymore. It's like
yeah. I, so, but yeah, I'm doing good. Tired.
good.
Uh,
Yeah.
don't tell Albina I said that because I don't do that much towards the baby, but I still am tired. But how
Yeah,
are you this week?
been good, man. It's been a busy week. I did some traveling, um, but it's been good. Yeah. So
Good. Um, so anyway, we can get to our first topic here. This week we're going to talk about both sports players. I more of a high school. In the high school, you were more college in your prime. Um,
yeah,
so, but today we're going to talk about how in sports we can glorify Christ. Right? We see a lot of people today, a lot of big egos out there, a lot
mhm,
of egos thinking that they are the ones who have done it all.
right.
And it is them performing out there, but ultimately Christ made them in his image. And
Yeah.
so, especially for you, Brooks, you know, whether you admit it or not, probably one of the biggest stars to come out of ABC. How did you, even though you're getting all this attention, goat conversation, how how did you calm yourself down and realize, this is not me, that it's God received the glory for this. So
Yeah. I said a little bit in a video that Jordan did for me um, at the end of last year. Um, but I really think the big change for me um, came after my freshman year. Um, I was top 15 as a freshman in scoring in the country. Um, had a really good year, and it really got to my head. I mean, I'll just be honest. I mean, it really, really did. Started getting really prideful and looked at myself. I started sending my tape out to other schools and considering going other places. And I mean, it got to be so bad that I thought about transferring schools. I was looking at other even career paths in a place that I felt called to be a pastor when I was 13. Basketball wasn't the reason for me getting there, but because of the success, it started getting to my head, and I thought about it. And I really think that God used that ankle surgery um, to humble me before He blessed me. And after that, I had 8 months where I couldn't walk. I was bedside for 8 months.
oh,
No pressure on my leg. I was riding down the road with just a knee scooter, and that was the only way I was getting around. Um, that it really just allowed me time to get in the Word and to center myself back on what really mattered. And then after that, I was able to play with such a different mindset, a different attitude. And yeah, I still loved the game. I still put in a lot of time with it. I try to do the best I could. And I even had some more temptations down the road with other opportunities coming out of it. And I had to face that again, and it wasn't something that just instantly clicked. Still something I deal with today, in different areas now that I'm done with basketball. You get real prideful in anything. But it was the fact that it could be all done in the moment that finally got me, that it's this doesn't last forever, but what you
mhm,
do for God does. And I think the biggest thing for me was the joy of the Lord is my strength, and just kind of rehearsing that in my mind, before every game. I'm just a super competitive person, so I tried to kill you on the court. I mean, I just did, but I also was smiling from start to finish because I had a tough high school go at it, and then I had my injuries, um, and I knew what it was like to not have the game anymore.
mhm,
But when he gave it back, I wanted to show where he brought me uh, and what I was able to do through it and what all he put me through to show that it's worth it. And in the end, your testimony is what really matters, not how many points you scored or how many wins you ended up getting. So it's all about an attitude. It's all about realizing that it's for a season, and you can have that injury that knocks you out and you'd be done in an instant, and then you're left with nothing. But it's also just recognizing God's timing of everything. He gives and takes away, but we have eternity to look forward to with him. And what we do here, even in a game, we can glorify him in that. So sports has such a huge platform in our lives.
Yeah.
But it's also a way for us to communicate what God's done in our lives through it. So what would you say to that? Sorry, I was long-winded.
No, that's great, man. I mean, I got to echo pretty much what you said. I mean, just and especially being there and seeing that progress throughout college, and seeing, the dominant freshman that you were, and then the ankle surgery, and seeing seeing your attitude change toward the sport was insane. And and giving glory to God for all of that is hard for most people to do. You want people to look at you, especially when you're trying to go other places.
You're exactly right. Yeah.
Most people are trying, I'm going to start out here and then I'm going to just go somewhere else.
Yeah.
And that's just for them.
Right.
And I don't know, when sports takes over your life like that, and people, I'm not saying making a career out of it isn't bad.
Sure.
That'd be amazing if I could be a professional sports player. I mean, that would be crazy. But in reality, God blessed us both to play in college, first of all. I mean,
it's amazing. It is.
And so maybe it wasn't the sport I wanted to play, but that's okay. But especially in high school, and you have until your senior year, and then after going to college, that's it. And so that really got to my head too, especially my senior year as well. Where I started to get good, and started making a push for something I wanted to do my whole life, and that was place at states. I didn't even need to win it; I just needed to.
Right.
And so, and when that doesn't happen, what am I living for at that point?
That's good. That's good. Yeah.
And so, and I didn't place at states, and and I can blame all the reasons I won on it, but I truly believe that was the Lord showing me, this is your attitude needs an adjustment. Okay.
Yeah.
And that I'm going to show you my words through this. I'm going to show you that I am sufficient. I am all that you need. And so he really showed me that. Philippians 3:7-8, still my verse today. That everything else I have is rubbish compared to knowing him. And so I think a lot of people, especially people, I mean, we talk about sports all the time. Sports is a great thing. And it can be used for a great thing. And I
absolutely.
You see more people nowadays, like CJ Stroud just came out saying everything about Jesus and how
I saw that.
The glory goes to him for everything he's doing. And obviously we can judge that. We can judge that about, is he actually saved? But
he's proclaiming the Lord's name. Yeah, it's great.
And that could possibly save some, but whether he saved
absolutely. Absolutely.
And then Kirk Cousins, I mean, that guy has been great. There's so many more out there. And so especially on a big platform as the NFL is, and just to say Christ, I can't imagine some of the stuff we don't even see that he's getting backlash.
The impact.
And so I think especially if you're in high school, even college right now, just think about how can I still have fun in the game, still put everything I want into the game, but still how can I glorify God through it all?
Absolutely.
Proclaiming his name, win or lose, you still proclaim his name because he gave you the glory. He gave you the opportunity to play the sport. And people out there who can't even play sport, they can't even run, they can't even walk.
Right.
And so
I want to kind of, we didn't really plan this, but I think it's appropriate for both of us as youth pastors. And we see, a lot of our kids in our groups are athletic, and they're involved with extracurricular sports and stuff like that. And I think one of the saddest things that we'll see, and I'm sure we'll have people that view this, and I don't mean to call anybody out, But just with the whole sports culture and extracurricular culture now in schools, unless you're going to a Christian school where they don't schedule stuff on service times. I mean, you're seeing sports take the priority of the home, you know, not even just of church, but over family. You're having to plan where you're going to be at these places.
Yeah.
And I read something that kind of convicted me. And again, I don't have it all figured out, but
Mm-hmm.
it said busyness does not lead to godliness.
Mm-hmm.
And I think it's Psalm 46, verse 10, be still and know that I'm God. If we're always running, if we're always having something going on and filling our time, and we're not taking the time to sit down and listen to God and be with Him, I mean, our faith is really going to suffer because of it. And I just think of this sports culture where it's supposed to be 24/7. If you're not working all day long, then somebody's working harder than you, and it's not going to work out. And I just think, yeah, you want to put your all into something. If you've committed to something, you want to do it to the best you can. You're supposed to do it heartily unto the Lord, everything that we do. But if it's taking the place of not only church but your family, then something needs to change. And I think that's a lesson for all of us, because we all have passions, we have things that we want to do, and sometimes we get caught up into it and spend a little bit more time than we should in them.
Mm-hmm.
But it's a necessary reminder that this book, our faith with in the Lord, and our relationship with other believers around us, has to be the most important part of our lives. I mean, it just does over these sports, because I mean, guys, it really, it can be all done in a second. I mean, it can, and it flies by. I
Yeah.
just played in a scrimmage on Tuesday night, and first 5 minutes felt like I used to feel. It was all good, and then I hit about the 6-7 minute mark, and I was like, man, this is a lot tougher than it used to be.
Yep.
And it's not even been a full year since I've been out of it.
Yep.
But yeah, it's something you got to constantly work at, and once it's done, you move on to what else God has for you. But what you have learned in it, you can absolutely, what you're saying, use it as a platform to reach people, because there is so much stock into it. There's so much thought that goes into sports, and
Mm-hmm.
eyes that are watching it, and you can have a huge impact. And I think that is why it's so necessary that we use it to glorify God, because it can have such a huge impact. But yeah.
Yeah, I think especially nowadays, and something I already struggle with this with a 40-week-old baby, is that I want my son do great in sports. I don't even know if he's gonna
Sure. Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
And there's so many parents out there who live through their children in sports.
Yep. And it's got to be a challenge. It has to be. Yeah.
I already have it with a 4-week-old. He can't even talk.
Yeah.
He eats, sleeps, and poops, man. That's all he does. So.
Right. But he's gonna be a ball player somehow. Yeah, he is.
I mean, he better be. But no, that it'd be okay if he isn't. But secretly, he might be up for an adoption.
That's fine.
But man, it's crazy how already with that, and then you see parents who do live out. I mean, that's everything. I mean, I even saw it as a kid. Parents always getting their kids going, buying them everything they need. Not that that's bad. Like, I mean,
right. Yeah. Where's the focus? Yeah.
How, and when the parents are like, "Oh, my kid has practice. We can't come to church."
Right. It's tough.
So,
It's tough. It is. And I understand it. Sometimes things come up, and I understand that.
mm-hmm.
But if it's a routine, if this has taken the place of it, it's tough to justify. It is.
It is.
So, but yeah, it's not an easy thing. It's tough in this world where every single person is telling you that this is what you should do. This is what everybody else is doing, and if you don't do this, you're not cool.
Yeah.
If you put things over this, you won't be accepted. It's a tough world, but that's kind of where I adopted my life verse. John 16:33. This world you will face trials. There's going to be tough times, and there's a lot tougher things to do than being made fun of for skipping out on a sport event.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Yeah, especially in the youth nowadays. I mean, it is.
Yep.
Because I remember when I was in high school, and I remember I gotta go to practice. I gotta be.
Yeah. I missed church for practice. I did. Yeah.
So I mean, we've been there, and but now that we're out of it, we're like, oh man,
We see it. Yeah.
see it now,
Right.
and that Christ ultimately is more important than my wrestling or your basketball or
Yeah.
whatever.
Yeah.
Even
Right.
not sport, just even other things that people do, they put it over Christ, and
Yeah.
uh, especially in America nowadays, it's sad to see. Um, but yeah, anything else you have to say about that one?
I don't think so. I just yeah, it's kind of just a sobering conversation, especially just from both of us. I mean, we put so many hours of our lives into it. We still even now that it's done, we spent so much time thinking about it still, because it's just such a huge part of our lives. And it always will be. Um, but I see the problem with it. I see the issue. I think there's another thing that I wanted to bring up just before we move on. I don't want to spend too much time on it, but just kind of expectations. Um, and in sports, there's so many expectations, and when you're putting so much time into it, you're expecting, for the parents, for instance, if I put this much time into them, they'll get a college scholarship. Maybe they'll play professionally, even though the numbers are staggering how low it is. Um, but but even the player, you put this much time into it. Maybe I'll average this year. Maybe I'll do this in my sport. And
Mhm.
when you get let down, this expectation has you crushed because you put so much stock into it and it doesn't work, or you have that injury that takes you out. And I just want to shift the focus from that that God never does let us down, obviously, and we can expect that He is going to make everything right when it's all said and done.
For sure.
And the things that we do here really do matter for eternity, for His namesake. But when we think about just the here and now, and if we can get this done, and when that doesn't work, our world seems to crash. But
Yeah.
really, we have eternity to look forward to. So I don't know.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, especially with my senior year, and just hearing my mom say, at least you have Jesus, even after I just
Yeah,
lost, whole season's over, my wrestling career's over,
yeah,
and I still have him even after that, even though
yeah.
I didn't place, I didn't do the
Right,
expect I needed,
right.
was still there and still will
Yeah,
always. So,
that's
um,
special.
yeah, so it's sports are great, still love them,
Yeah,
obviously. Part of our podcast is sports, so we still
always
love.
will be. Yeah,
So, but truly, you gotta put ministry first, and we do that in this podcast. We
we
put
do, we do, we
and if
do.
we out of time, then we won't do it. But today we have time. Okay.
So let's talk about sports.
Um, last week though, we we were one game away from each other. Okay, right.
Man,
This week we had some bold predictions last week. Okay,
you mean the week before? I know what you're saying now. Okay.
the week before, and for the first time ever in Pastor's Coffee, we had a tie.
Wow.
Both 8-8 on the week.
What?
Crazy last week. Uh,
Man.
so your record is now 78-60
Okay.
and 79-59.
Man,
So
one game still.
still one game ahead of you. And we may next week might be the first time in history that you get the win. So, um, any thoughts on last week? I didn't really get to watch too much last
I
week.
didn't either. I didn't either. I mean, I kept up on my fantasy team,
You got, I listen.
but
I'm on tank mode this year.
yeah, you are. You traded your whole team,
I
man. You need to give the people an update.
I got rid of Devontae Adams the week before. I got rid of Raheem Mostert. I got rid of Adam Thielen.
And five other players, yeah.
5 other players. My team now consists of 6 defenses. And shout out to Micah Richard, who
Yeah,
he waits until Sunday morning to pick up
yeah.
them defenses and
He's
come
gonna
back.
be in trouble this week. Yeah.
He's in trouble. And we play each other this week.
Oh,
Um,
we do.
no. And I don't know what you did to your off. We were at 50-50, and now you're ahead of me. Um,
Well, you're
it's
tanking anyway. You might as well just let me get it.
tanking for Marvin, baby. That's what I'm.
That's funny.
I do have my first round pick. I have another first round pick. So Caleb Williams and Marvin Harrison might be mine.
Oh man,
So might have to
you're
get rid
pretty
of
stacked.
might have to get rid of a QB here, Josh Allen or
I'm always in the market.
we'll see. We'll see. But anyway, this week we have the Chiefs and the Eagles and the Dolphins and the Rams on bye week. So Chiefs are looking great. The Eagles, I mean, the people on bye week this week are great except the Rams. So no dominating performances probably.
Right.
This.
Yeah, it'd be closer.
We are going to have an absolute weird game tonight for Thursday Night Football. The
Who which night have we looked at?
Panthers at Bears.
Oh my.
Yeah. Tyson is getting the start tonight.
He is. How many weeks is Fields away? Do we know?
He was about to come back this week. He's not going to now.
I want to take the Bears.
I am too, man.
I don't know. It's probably not smart. I'm just doing it.
The Panthers are awful.
They're just awful. Yeah, that's
The Bears are awful.
Yeah.
Tyson,
It's a flip a coin.
It's really it. I think tonight he had a bad week last week. He threw for 4.
Great first half. Great first half.
And then yes. So I'm taking the Bears as well. The Germany game this week is the Colts versus the Patriots in Germany.
I'm gonna take the Patriots.
Okay. I'm gonna take the Colts. This is also a flip of the coin. I mean, these
I'm not confident on it because it's not a home game for the Patriots.
Yeah. In Germany, this is a good one. Browns at Ravens.
I'm gonna pick against my own team. The Ravens look too good. I'm gonna take the Ravens.
Yeah. This is a hard one.
Yeah.
Have they played yet?
No, not yet.
Played yet. I'm gonna go against you here. I'm gonna take your team.
You're gonna take the Browns, man. Okay.
The Raven. I don't like taking the Browns.
Yeah.
If I'm ever do this, but over the Ravens. But the Ravens are looking tough. I mean,
man, they look amazing. Yeah.
The Browns aren't bad either.
And the Browns defense is the one to contain Lamar, I think.
Yeah.
But I think they're gonna be too much.
So. Packers at Steelers.
I'm gonna take the Steelers.
You're gonna take the Steelers again. They won last.
Yeah.
Deontay Johnson got his.
Looks good.
Since Ben Roethlisberger.
Yeah.
That is insane.
It's been a while. Yeah.
And then our defense. I mean, did you see TJ Sack?
Yeah.
That was just insane.
Yeah.
49ers at Jags.
Be a close one. The 49ers have to win this game, though. So I'm going to take the 49ers.
I am as well. I think this will be a bounce back game. It is at the Jaguars, which is.
Yeah. I think it'll be close, but they have to win.
Yeah. I think this is the week they do it.
Yeah.
I tried to get CMC off of Steiner. It didn't work, but.
Did you really?
Yeah.
You have to let me know what you offered.
Yeah. It wasn't a good one. I just, he tried to just throw James Cook at me all the time. I gotta give him bad trades back.
Yeah.
It was just no comment on him. Saints at Vikings.
Not back. I'm gonna take the Saints.
I'm gonna take the Vikings. Joshua Dobbs is.
He looked good. He looked great.
Yeah.
Looked great.
I've been him up all year.
Yeah, you have.
Cardinals dude went off. Yeah. That was insane.
Yeah, he looked great.
I'm gonna take
that game-winning drive was insane. Yeah, it was good.
And then when he dropped the ball, that was.
Yeah.
Texans at Bengals.
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 I'm thinking about a lot. C.J. Stroud looked great last week. There's no way he does what he just did last week. There's no way.
He's going to do it twice.
You're taking the Texans?
Texans at the Bengals.
Oh, my goodness.
DJ is that guy.
I'm getting you here, I think. For
Rookie
sure.
of the year.
Yeah, for sure.
The Panthers are rolling over in their graves right now. So,
man, they dropped the ball, didn't they?
They did.
They dropped the ball.
And they traded for that pick.
I know they did. They had
it. They traded their whole team.
Oh, man, it's bad. It's
bad. Titans at Buccaneers.
I'll take the Titans.
We're just agreeing a lot today, which I like it.
You take the Titans?
I'm going to go Buccaneers.
Oh.
I go Buccaneers. I think Baker Mayfield has a good game. And they're at home.
He did last game, and they lost to the Texans.
Well, because that was monumental. That was a great game from Chiefs.
I hope so. I picked Baker up this week on fantasy, so I'd be fine with that.
Well, no, actually, since you're playing, I'm still gonna pick the Buccaneers, but throw for 5 interceptions, but still win.
That'd be tough.
Lions or Chargers?
Chargers. I want to go Lions, but I can't. I'm gonna go Chargers.
Disagreeing again here. I'm
gonna
take
the Lions.
The Chargers just looked terrible in that first half.
Well, I know, but
and they still are a good team. But I'm gonna take the Lions on the road. So, Falcons at Cardinals.
Falcons.
We can agree on that one. Cardinals.
Just don't have anything. Kyler's coming back.
Murray is supposed to be back this week.
Yeah, I still just don't think they have enough cohesion yet.
Modern Warfare 3, though, comes out earlier.
So you know he didn't practice. He didn't practice at all.
He's gonna be terrible. So
that's funny.
Giants at Cowboys.
Cowboys. That's easy. Yeah, Cowboys. They should have won last week, honestly.
Yeah.
I thought they had it.
That was bad. How did he step out? So, I mean,
So cool.
But the Giants aren't looking, I mean, they're rolling with Tommy DeVito or whatever his name is. Yeah. So.
I mean, Saquon might get a lot of carries, though.
Well, he shouldn't, but everybody you have on your team is going to have a good week. Commanders at Seahawks.
Seahawks.
Yeah. Commanders are just so up and down.
Yeah, very streaky.
And I just don't see it. Jets at Raiders.
I'm going to call a Jets comeback game.
Okay.
Even though the Raiders turning it around now, I think they're going to have a good finish to the year. I'm going to take the Jets this one.
I'm going to take the Raiders.
Yeah.
Hey, they did have a comeback week. They did not. Devontae Adams did not.
No, and you better be praying he doesn't. You better be praying that he doesn't, because I think he's going to turn it around now.
Devontae Adams overrated. Let me tell you. I mean, he.
Oh my goodness!
Hopefully.
And the guy you traded him to wants a whole lot more than what you gave up to get him.
Yeah. Hey, it's out of my hands. So, Broncos at Bills, Monday Night Football.
Bills by a lot.
Yeah, can't do much there.
Oh.
Did you see, though, now, the AFC North is all in the playoffs as we speak.
You're kidding. No, I didn't.
Ravens are number 2. And
I mean, it's by far the best division in football. It's not even close.
All the rest hard. It's insane. So,
they deserve it. They all deserve to get in.
They really do. I mean, yeah. The Browns and Steelers are iffy. The Bengals definitely do. The Bengals are looking great.
They're rolling now. I mean, rolling.
Not this week, though, because they're going to lose to So
You're crazy. You'll be a genius if it happens.
And I'll still be in the winning record. So it is what it is. But it's going to be an interesting week.
Yeah.
We are already halfway over with the NFL season. I feel like we just started.
I know, it really does feel like it.
And I'm sad already because I'm realizing that I'm going to have to go home from church and have to talk to Albina, which...
Oh, man.
She doesn't watch these, so I can really say whatever I want. So, yeah, just don't tell her I said that.
Okay, I won't say a word.
But I appreciate it. Well, we can get one take on the NBA season so far.
Oh, man.
We can
Last night.
Your favorite player and
oh my goodness. My night last night was not the most pleasant. Lakers lose by, I don't even know how many. It was 30 plus, I think. It's close to it, to the Rockets. And it just, that was bad. We've got half the team hurt. Five out of our 8 were out of the lineup yesterday. So you can use all of those excuses that you want, but we are the worst first quarter team in the history of basketball as of right now. Through the first 8 games, we're the worst first quarter team there's ever been. That's without the 3-pointer. That's without dunking being allowed. That's without everything. We are the worst. So wow. That's awful.
Pretty bad.
And yeah, so the problem is we can't make a move until December. All of our players are newly signed contracts, so they can't be traded until December. So they're going to have to figure it out quick.
You could always trade LeBron.
Well, I'm going to have to trade my whole wardrobe when that happens. Anytime that happens, I'm out too. Where he goes, I go.
He can come to the Thunder.
Hey, that'd be a team. That'd be a team.
Yeah, they're doing great right now. I mean,
they look good.
We lost to the Nuggets, which that's whatever, and then we lost to the Pelicans and Warriors. But I mean, we were dominating.
There's just so much length.
Yeah, I mean, Holmgren is insane. SGA is insane.
Unstoppable.
5 straight 30-point games so far.
Yeah.
I mean, it's looking good. So, so I'm excited. I've been watching pretty much every game, at least some of it.
Yeah.
So it's fun. New thing to watch every night.
Yeah.
Do you have any college stories?
Do you have one that you can think of?
I do have a college story. There is this one time. Well, it's actually the first time I ever played soccer at ABC in a game. First of all, soccer is not my sport. And the fact that I got to play college soccer is a whole different experience.
Yeah.
So we're at home, first game, and I remember when I get to go into the game, there's like 5 minutes left. And, I'm just like, okay, I'll just go out there. I warmed up like 90 minutes ago. So I'm cold today.
Yeah.
And I get put in on the wing. And I just remember this. I don't know if you've been to many soccer games, but they were electric when I came in. It was one of the craziest feelings. Because, dude, I sucked at soccer. Whether they were... But I mean,
yeah, you did.
Went wild. Jordan Ruby was going wild over there. and Jeff, I don't know if you remember. Well, you remember Jeff.
I was there beside him.
Dude, and I mean that cowbell was going, and I go in there, and I'm pretty sure it was against Crown.
Yeah.
And I remember I go in there and I start running because this guy's like making a break for it, and I'm like, I ain't catching this guy. I grabbed his jersey and tried to hold on to him. And Dude, it was. He looked back at me. He's like, dude, you can't do that. You can't.
Oh man.
I was like, I don't know what I'm doing. And then I started getting mad at it. I was like, I don't know what I'm doing here. And then in that game, I missed a header, like not a header to the goal, but like just a ball coming down. And I like went for it and it just nothing happened. And soccer still is not my sport. Running is just not like what I.
Oh man, that's all it is. That's all soccer is.
Who thought of that? Man, who thought about making it that big of a field? First of all, do the floors and on a gym floor. Okay, that's only so far. So, I don't know why God didn't bless me with height, so I could have just been a goalie or something.
Yeah, that'd be good. Yeah,
I'll never know because He didn't bless me with running.
Man.
And we don't even want to get on to the blue jerseys that ABC.
Oh man, yeah.
Dude, our crop top every time. I mean, so you knew where.
Oh goodness, it was like, yeah. I mean, they were so tight on everybody.
Dude, my thighs were. They were in there so tightly. I can't.
That's awful. Yeah.
Even describe it. Adidas. Okay. We're not getting sponsored by Adidas, so we can say it. You know, Adidas, terrible men's soccer jerseys. Okay. I mean, them things were medium.
Man. Well, we're not getting sponsored by Adidas, I guess.
We don't know.
We've ruined our Adidas sponsorship.
Yeah, we're gonna make our own sports drink. You know, like everybody else.
Oh man, that's what we need to do. Yeah.
That idea from anywhere else. So yeah, that's my. Since we were talking about sports today, that's my sport. So, did you play any sports other than basketball?
So I did 1 year of Little League baseball.
Okay.
And couldn't hit the baseball to save my life. I could field. I could catch fly balls. Could not hit it.
Hold on, that wiffle ball game now, you hit a dinger.
I did. So it must have caught up to me. What is it?
You were wearing a basketball jersey too.
I was. That's what it was. Yeah.
It was wrong.
That's what it was. So now I probably could play baseball. I don't know, but no, back then I could not. I could not hit. So, and that was kind of at the same time where basketball really started to pick up, and I started doing some AAU and some summer league stuff. So just didn't really have the time for baseball. Really wanted to play football. Really wanted to, but Mom always said I wasn't allowed. So don't necessarily regret it, but I think it could have been fun.
You could have been bronze.
That'd have been fun. No, I did just a little bit of baseball, and I played on the golf team in high school. It was pretty much just basketball. Did some boxing training, but nothing competitive. So, what'd you say?
I said casually boxing.
Just some training to keep me in shape. I never did any sparring or anything, but yeah, just did a lot of the jump rope and pad work and stuff like that. But yeah,
that's more than most people can do. It's just not something I can do.
Yeah.
I can't hula hoop, man. As an elementary kid, I could not do any of that. Always like, what are we supposed to do?
Right. Yeah.
But anyway, guys, thank you guys for listening to us again. Hope that the beginning of this was a special place for our hearts with sports. We can glorify Christ through it all. And if you are playing sports now or you have in the past, I hope that was something that could help you guys out. And next week, come back and see I absolutely whooped you in the NFL week. So
I'm gonna be up this week. I'm gonna be up.
I'm regretting some of the picks I made, but that's okay.
It's locked in. It's locked in.
So Anyway, come back next week. Comment
Yep.
anything you want us to talk about, sports
Yep.
or related.
Comment, please.
So, anyway, hope you guys have a great week.
See you all.